What is going on, guys? Ishin here from CZeroMedia, and damn, has it been long since I posted a video on YouTube. It's been at least 6 months since I uploaded a video here on YouTube, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the reasons why I've been away from YouTube. I really had to refocus my time and energy away from YouTube for a little bit, for at least a year, maybe even going back to like 2 years. So I want to explain some of the reasons why I've been away, but like any CZeroMedia video, I want you guys to take something away from watching this video. Not only am I going to talk about my life today, I am going to talk about some of the philosophies, or should I say values, that I live by that you could hopefully implement after watching this video. Real quick before I start today's video, I just want to say thank you to every single one of you who has sent me messages on Facebook, DMing me on Instagram, and really caring for my well-being while I completely disappeared off YouTube. Some of you even sent me handwritten letters, like this guy Keith from Colorado. So thank you so much for caring about my well-being. Long story short, I'm doing great, better than ever before, and sorry for making you guys worried. And we're gonna get right into it. So there are a couple reasons why I had to step away from YouTube a little bit, but I think the biggest cause for that is simply due to lack of time. A lot of people don't realize that filming, editing, and posting on YouTube takes a long time. If I didn't have to do any of that, I would have probably finished my builds at 5 times the speed. And it was really a couple years ago when I joined the Formula E racing team as an engineer, where I would be traveling around the world for 2 weeks out of the month. So 50% out of my life I spent somewhere else in a different country. So obviously I lost my time I could dedicate towards YouTube to filming, editing, and working on my cars. And the other 50% of my time was spent in Indianapolis. I literally had to pick up everything, move down there temporarily so that I could work with the team. Now that was a great experience. That's a story on its own. I am back now working as an engineer in the automotive industry, which I very much enjoy. After I came back from basically racing cars around the world, I asked myself, like, what can I do? What can I change in my life to be able to travel wherever I want, whenever I want, while having financial stability? And that's when I really started thinking back to the idea of passive income. Passive income is where you build something and you gain financially from that for however long the business or whatever you build exists. One form of passive income is dividends from stocks. You invest in the stock market, into the company, corporation, and they pay you out dividends every month or year, however the term is. Or another form of passive income is a real estate, right? You own a house, you rent it out to somebody, or you live in the house and you have a roommate that's paying you rent. That is a form of passive income. Now what I decided to do was, while I have my day job as an engineer, active income, I also wanted to start building my passive income, which is really a concept I initially learned from YouTube. Back in 2010 or so, when I started making YouTube videos, a couple of videos went viral. I got paid. Now, I always say this, and I'll continue saying this, that I never got into YouTube for my personal financial gains. I'm only on here to educate people, to let people know how to work on cars, how to work on bikes, and to share my passion. I never got on the YouTube platform for advertisement money, but it did teach me about passive income. I'll basically go to sleep, wake up in the morning and look at my account. I'm like, oh, here's 10 bucks, here's 20 bucks, here's 30 bucks from YouTube, which is awesome, right? You build something once and you're continuously getting paid for it. Whether you got critically injured from a car accident, or you became very sick, or you just decide to travel the world for a couple months, you're still going to get paid. You have this passive income built up. What I realized in life is that you can only do so much with 24 hours in a day. So, you know, you look at your lawyers, you look at your doctors, and they're making like hundreds of thousands of dollars. They have Ferraris, Lamborghinis, sitting in a big house in a 5-car garage that doesn't go anywhere, and their kids hate them and their wives leave them because they are exchanging time for money. They don't have any more time left over to spend doing what they want to do. It's great that some people want to go up the corporate ladder, but at the end of the day, you only have limited amount of time. So you need to build up this passive form of income in order to have the freedom, not necessarily for financial gains, the financial stabilities and guarantees. Speaking of Lamborghinis and Ferraris, I never really cared for owning those exotic cars, except for maybe like a Ferrari F40. But the reason why I say that is because I've always valued experience over material possessions. I don't care about the big cars, I don't care about the fancy cars. In fact, I don't want to look like I have money. What I've noticed in life from traveling the world and having these awesome experiences, and not to brag about it, but I hang out with CEOs, celebrities, and YouTube stars too around the world. What you start to notice is the real rich people do not need to be flashy. Like, only the people who want to look rich act rich. The real rich people don't care for looking rich because they already are. You know the saying, the smallest dog barks the loudest. Now that's just how I view things. We all have different purposes and definition of what's successful. Some people think money is successful, status, fame, maybe even sex appeal. We all look for different things in life. And at this point, you might be asking yourself, okay, CZeroMedia, I understand what passive income is, but what are you doing to generate that passive income? Well, at this point in time, I can't talk about it in detail, but long story short, I have started a company, a startup, should I say. It is an internet-based company that basically has sucked up all my time. I go to work from 8 to 5, come home and get straight into my little side gig until about midnight. I don't sleep on weeknights till midnight at the earliest. Sometimes I'm up to like 4 in the morning trying to figure things out. But long story short, I have been investing heavily so that in the future I could hopefully get paid so that I have a stable baseline of income that I don't really have to worry about for my basic needs. I've been dumping not just a lot of time but also money. With the amount of money I've invested, I could have probably purchased myself like a first gen NSX or like a R35 GTR. But that's okay, invest now, pay out later. Now, as you might already be aware, I do value experience over material possessions and I love traveling. Just this past Christmas, I contacted 2 of my good friends from college and bought a one-way flight to Vietnam, landed in Saigon, looked for motorcycles, bought a motorcycle, and took that up north to the towards Hoi An and did like a little motorcycle road trip. So I'm just walking as much as I possibly can during the weekdays and also the weekends if I'm here in Michigan, and just having as much fun as possible and living life to the fullest if I'm traveling. So basically that's what's been happening with my life. But coming back to YouTube in 2019 though, I noticed that things have changed slightly too. Going back to my point on how you can make money on YouTube, I think a lot of people have realized that you can get paid by making videos on YouTube. So there's a lot of new YouTubers on here who are in it for the money. And I have seen that it has changed the YouTube community just slightly. Back about a decade ago when I started YouTubing, I wanted to produce content that was educational and informative and kind of instructional, right? That's the type of content I consumed on YouTube. I use YouTube as like a library almost. I'll come in here, rent a book, rent a video, how to do this, how to do that, close it, shut it down, and go back to work. And that's also naturally the type of videos I produce because that's a kind of content I like to consume. But what I noticed with this new generation of YouTubers, or should I say YouTube 2.0, is that there's a lot of like vloggers, entertainment channels, which nothing wrong with that, but what I realized is that you get money from viral videos and a lot of people doing stupid shit to go viral. So when you think about this mathematically, right? A equals B, B equals C, A equals C. Doing stupid shit online will get you paid. So I see a lot of people just doing stupid stuff online only to get paid, only to get views, only to get attention, which is just kind of concerning to me. Some of it's funny, some of it's cruel, some of it's doing humanity no good. For example, there was a famous YouTuber whose name I'm not going to mention, went to Japan, went to the suicide forest, filmed somebody dead and posted that online. And just like, what good is he doing to the humanity, to the society? Of course he's doing it to go viral and to get views and because it's entertaining. But to do something so bad to get kicked out of the country permanently is pretty bad. And the fact that people watch videos like this, for one, and the fact that he gets paid for doing something like this, for two, has really kind of made me think about YouTube as a platform in general. And I get it, entertainment has been a huge business since the beginning of time, from movies to TV shows to music to even like magazines. But my point is, the label of being a YouTuber has kind of shifted. I sometimes even have a kid message me like, CZeroMedia, I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up. I'm like, no, YouTubing is not a career. To some people, yes it is. That's great that they have figured it out. But to me, I've always saw it as a platform where information is shared. But anyways, let me just cut off right there because I'm getting way off sidetracked. But getting back to my original point, the biggest reason why I've been away is because of lack of time. I literally have not seeing any of my friends in 2019 at all. I've been just working my ass off every night, every weekend. And for two, I've been financially too broke, too heavily invested to spend any of my money into cars or bikes, which is changing now that the business is kind of stabilized, right? So the learning curve and the financial investing amount has been like exponential like this, and then it has kind of stabilized. I'm spending less time and money into my side gig, which is great, which is why I'm back in YouTube. But also along that curve, I have invested in myself mentally. I have been reading so many books, and if you follow me on Instagram, I post some of my favorite quotes from here to here from some of my favorite books that I'm reading. And I have also been investing in myself physically. I signed up for gym membership. You guys probably don't care. You need to be physically capable in order to perform mentally at maximum capacity. There's a quote that goes something like, those who don't make time for exercise will eventually have to make time for illness. So guys, what is this video even turning into? This is what happens when I just speak my mind with no agenda and just kind of let it flow. So to summarize everything, I am back. I will be working on my Datsun. A lot of huge plans for that. Cafe Racer is going to get Jigsaw front end swap. My FTRX7 almost starts. I need to do an update video on that. But before I post all of that, I filmed a few clips here and there from my road trip in Vietnam. So I'm gonna do a couple episodes from Vietnam, just so if you wanted to do something like that for yourself, you can better prepare yourself for the motorcycle road trip across Vietnam. So I am back. I hope today's video gave you an idea of where I am in life, how I like to spend my time, how I value things, and I hope you got something out of this video. If you do like this type of video, please hit the like button because I think it's the first of kind here on CZeroMedia. Of course, there's the car and motorcycle of CZeroMedia, but there's a whole other side of CZeroMedia that I don't post online. So I don't want to get too personal online, but if it was to help you guys, I'm more than happy to do so. So thanks again for watching, guys, and thank you so much to every one of you who send me messages, send me letters like this, worrying about my whereabouts. I'm doing great. I'm doing awesome. Have a nice day. Peace.